History isn't just kings and wars, it's also the bizarre and inexplicable. In the summer of 1518, Strasbourg, France, was gripped by famine, disease and despair. Against this bleak backdrop, something extraordinary happened. People began to dance uncontrollably in the streets. It started with one woman, but soon hundreds joined, unable to stop. This wasn't a festival, it was a terrifying ordeal. Ordinary citizens, not performers, danced for days, some to exhaustion or even death. The city descended into chaos as the compulsion spread like wildfire. No armies, no assassinations, just an unstoppable urge to move. The dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's strangest mysteries. How did it begin? Why did it spread? And how did the city respond? Let's journey back to that sweltering summer and uncover the story of a city that danced itself to the brink. This is more than a historical oddity. It's a window into the mysteries of the human mind, and it all began with one woman stepping outside and starting to dance. It all began with Frau Troffea, who in July 1518 stepped into the street and started to dance. There was no music, no celebration, just her, moving in a strange, compulsive way. Neighbors watched, puzzled, as her dance stretched from hours into days. Her husband pleaded, but she couldn't stop, even as her feet bled and her body gave out. After brief rests, she'd rise and dance again, trapped in a relentless cycle. Soon others joined. First a few, then dozens, mimicking her uncontrollable movements. The compulsion seemed contagious, spreading rapidly through the city. By week's end, over 30 people were dancing in the streets, each lost in their own frantic world. The spectacle alarmed the community and baffled city leaders. The dancers weren't coordinated, each was gripped by their own torment. Strasbourg had become a stage for a bizarre, unstoppable epidemic. The question haunted everyone: what was causing this and who would be next? The city teetered on the edge of a crisis no one understood. The dancing spread like wildfire. By late July, hundreds were caught in the grip, men, women, even children. Daily life ground to a halt as more citizens abandoned everything to dance. The afflicted weren't celebrating, they were suffering, faces twisted in pain and fear. Exhaustion, hunger and injury ravaged their bodies, but they couldn't stop. Some collapsed only to rise and dance again. By August, around 400 people filled the streets, moving without rhythm or rest. Families watched helplessly as loved ones danced toward death. The city's social fabric unraveled, panic mounting with each passing day. While smaller outbreaks had occurred before, nothing matched Strasbourg's scale. The authorities faced a crisis unlike any they'd ever seen. Their response would be as strange as the plague itself. Desperate for answers, city leaders turned to doctors who blamed hot blood. Their prescription: let the dancers dance it out. The council cleared guild halls and built a stage, encouraging non-stop dancing. Musicians were hired and healthy dancers joined in, hoping to cure the afflicted. Instead, the spectacle grew, drawing crowds and spreading the compulsion further. The city became a surreal, tragic festival, music blaring, bodies collapsing. The plan backfired. The death toll rose as people danced themselves to exhaustion. Reports claimed up to 15 deaths a day at the peak. The guild halls and stage became grim scenes of suffering. The authorities' well-meaning efforts only fueled the disaster. The city was forced to confront the reality. Their cure was deadlier than the disease. Something had to change, and fast. Realizing their mistake, the council banned all dancing and music. The city fell silent, save for the shuffling of the remaining dancers. With medicine failing, leaders turned to faith, blaming divine punishment. The afflicted were marched to the shrine of St. Vitus, patron of nervous disorders. Weak and emaciated, they carried crosses and wore red shoes as symbols of penance. At the shrine, they prayed and performed rituals, desperate for relief. Miraculously, many began to recover. Their movements slowed, then stopped. By early September, the plague had ended and Strasbourg returned to uneasy normalcy. The death toll was uncertain, but dozens, perhaps hundreds, had perished. The city was left traumatized, searching for answers to an inexplicable tragedy. The dancing had stopped, but the mystery endured. Strasbourg would never forget the summer it danced itself to the brink. In the aftermath, people searched for explanations. Many blamed a curse from St. Vitus or the devil, supernatural answers for a supernatural event. Others suspected ergot poisoning from contaminated rye, which can cause convulsions and hallucinations. But ergotism usually makes movement difficult, not compulsive. Modern experts point to mass psychogenic illness, mass hysteria triggered by extreme stress. Strasbourg's people face famine, disease and anxiety. The city was a powder keg. Frau Troffea's dance may have been the spark, igniting a psychological wildfire. Belief in curses and the power of suggestion fueled the spread. The dancing became a physical expression of collective trauma. It was a sickness of the mind manifesting in the body. The true cause remains elusive, but the theories reveal as much about us as about the past. As autumn arrived, Strasbourg tried to heal. The city buried its dead and struggled to understand what had happened. Official records documented the strange events, but answers were scarce. The dancing plague was one of Europe's last and largest outbreaks of its kind. The world was changing. Science and reason slowly replaced superstition. Yet the story faded into folklore, a cautionary tale of a city that lost control. Today, the dancing plague remains a haunting mystery. Mass hysteria is the leading theory, but certainty is impossible. The event reminds us of the fragile link between mind and body. For all our progress, some corners of human experience remain unknowable. Strasbourg's silent streets hold no trace, but the story endures, a testament to the strange, enduring mysteries of history.